Polk MagniFi Mini AX review. One of the most convincing attempts at an ultra-compact immersive soundbar, the Polk MagniFi Mini AX delivers a sound that's bigger and more dynamic than one would expect. Instead of making their products larger, companies have been shrinking down to fit into smaller spaces. Sound systems are available for some, but most people need just a small soundbar. Compact soundbars have become increasingly popular in recent times, especially when compared to full-sized models. As its name suggests, the MagniFi Mini AX is best used for large TV sets because it has a small footprint. However, we found that it was able to fill even larger displays without any issues. It has a semblance of modesty, with its acoustic mesh material covering the midriff. However, the unrelenting black and gray color combination ensures this isn't a speaker to steal focus away from television, nor should it. It's hidden inside the fabric mesh but is visible when you sit down. It shows which song is currently streaming, the source, and the audio mode. On the front panel, there are physical power, source, Bluetooth, and volume controls. On the rear, you'll see an HDMI ARC port, digital optical output, auxiliary input, and a USB connection. You can also use the remote control to turn off the system, adjust volume levels, change channels, and play music from an external device. With its downward-firing subwoofers, the MagniFi Mini AX has a built-in speaker system for surround sound. It requires no cables and is easy to set up. However, it needs to be positioned near the TV and must not be mounted too high. It works well enough for now. I'd like it if pushing its button offered some kind of feedback, but it doesn't seem to be able to respond to touches. The Polk MagniFi Mini AX supports both Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, which is not always the case, as Dolby's presences across streaming services seem to have to kick DTS into the background. However, simply listening to music or watching movies using the MagniFi Mini doesn't necessarily mean that the soundbar is in 3D. Instead, if you want to get a fuller, more immersive experience, the MagniFi Mini requires that you use its 3D mode. You can access these modes by pressing the button on the back of the unit. These include music, movies, night, and 3D. Unlike the LG Eclair, the MagniFi Mini AX supports Bluetooth 5.0, Chromecast, AirPlay 2, and Spotify Connect via Wi-Fi. It has a USB port that can be used for firmware upgrades or listening to music, but it's limited to MP3 audio. It's easy to connect to Wi-Fi using Google Home, but I always get nervous when there's an unexpected delay. Polk has developed an audio enhancement system called Voice Adjust, which it says increases the volume of dialogue in television shows and movies without amplifying another sound. With its 5-way speaker system, the Absolute One boasts a total output power of 1000 watts RMS. Polk utilizes its patent SDA technology to broaden the soundstage and maneuver the effect to create the impression of several loudspeakers around you. However, that doesn't mean this isn't an excellent soundbar. It's the best one I've encountered from this recent trend of compact soundbars, better than the LG Eclair and the Creative Stage 360. In movie mode, the audio track is set to Atmos, so the speaker should be able to play the soundtrack without issue. If they aren't, check your settings again. You may also try changing the volume level of the audio track to see if that helps. Switch to the 3D mode, and there'll be more space for effects, songs, and dialogues to breathe. Everything will sound larger and carry more importance as the soundscape gets taller and wider. Compared with the movie setting, the TV video game settings give you more realistic depictions of gunfire and tasers, even if they don't increase the volume. There are some interesting effects to be found in the dojos from The Matrix Reloaded, but they lack a convincing presence when used in an Atmos soundtrack. The subwoofer survived its encounters with Blade Runner 2049's dynamic tracks intact, with bass conveyed with impressive volume and power. It packs enough weight and, perhaps, too much for some listeners' tastes, as it can occasionally take away attention from other sound sources. For a small soundbar, its sense of height effect is more general than specific, but it does get the tone of sounds right for it. With Terminator, Dark Future, the car chases in Mexico proved problematic for some speakers because they don't protect dialogue from the cacophonies of special effects. With the MagniFi Mini AX, the dialogue never becomes silent, even when there is no music playing. And again, The subwoofer takes a beating, as Grace tears through Rev 9 with her gun. It sounds like she is tearing through his chest with bullets. With Sicario, the whole audio experience feels natural, with dialogue delivered clearly and ambient sounds picked up to help fill out scenes. The detail is conveyed well, and fine details are captured nicely. With its 65 inches, the MagniFi Mini AX has excellent picture quality for watching broadcast TV. It'll even give you a good picture when using the 3D feature. However, if you want to watch movies, don't use the 3D feature. With the music playing, there's a good rhythm and strong low notes to give Harry Styles as it was weightiness along with an extra crispness that doesn't get too harsh or sibilant. Playing through Chromecast sounds crisply clear and open compared to Bluetooth, but the differences are less pronounced than you'd think. It may not be true immersion, but for an ultra-compact soundbar, it'll give you a pretty good experience. If you want something bigger, there are better options out there.